Hello everybody, we're coming straight from Final Fantasy XIV at twitch.tv/Dr. Gameology, and this is another mental health moment. So we're setting our timers, the dragons are counting down, and it's really fitting because this mental health moment is not just about the dragons on my sand timer, it's about the dragons we're fighting in the game. I just completed the Nidhogg boss fight for the first time, and it was such an interesting encounter. But I also have been talking about psychological flow today with my chat. So I wanted to do a mental health moment again about flow, but not specifically just about the flow channel, the connection between flow and learning. So every time I play this game, I am going to run into boss fights that I have never done before. And last night and this morning, there were both instances of not knowing what to do. Last night, I was playing as a Dark Knight tank spec class, and I came into some boss fights not knowing what the mechanics were at all. And so I had to look around the room, notice the debuffs and buffs on the boss, look at what's glowing in the room, and figure it out. If I were anxious and nervous and lacked confidence in my ability to play the game, this could have been an overwhelming situation. But flow actually gives us a hint about the pathway we can go to be able to understand how to overcome those obstacles. By looking around the room, we can find paths to our solution. And this works in real life, but also in the video game world as well. And video games are an excellent example about how to use problem solving to learn. You notice something is glowing in the room. That glowing is part of a puzzle that is to stand in the glowing spot so you can defeat the boss. Sometimes you fail and you have to try again. And sometimes in real life there are consequences to having to try again. Just like in the game world, you don't get those minutes back. And so it's important for you to think about, are these minutes worth my time? However, if you do look around the room and you try this, you tinker with that, you shift your focus over here, you actually are able to learn a new process to use in that problem, challenge, situation, and in the video game world, the boss fight. And so the mental health moment here is to believe in yourself and give yourself the minutes that it takes to learn. And don't expect to reach glowing success the first try on everything you do, because that's not growth, that's just natural talent and dumb luck. Some of the best things that you will accomplish in life are going to come from putting yourself in that danger zone where you're uncomfortable and you realize, I don't know what to do. Am I good enough? You are, and if you're not right now, that doesn't mean you never will be. You have to use flow to learn about the things around you. So, if you are able to see the challenge, understand where you're limited, look around the room for cues. There's often a pathway. In school, it might be do the research before you write the paper. In video games, it might be talk with your group about what happened to them and see if your role has a way to assist them so that together you can form a collective unit and get farther into the challenge. That also happens at work as well. Sometimes the efforts of one professional is not enough to succeed. It takes the entire team with one goal coming together, having unity and harmony. With flow, I'm using this idea of understanding where our challenges lie and where there are opportunities to enhance your skills so that it meets the challenge in front of you. And video games are a perfect place to learn this. And we just saw it firsthand on my Twitch channel a couple times this morning playing Final Fantasy XIV. The lessons are all around us. And if we take the time to notice them, we will have a much better path forward as we continue the journey. Thanks everyone. If you're enjoying this content, I would love to see you drop in at twitch.tv/Dr. Gameology or watching the videos on my Facebook page, YouTube, or other places. And you can get a more in-depth version of these discussions by listening to our weekly podcast, The Gaming Persona. I hope to come across as many of you as possible soon. Thank you, and have a great day. Continue the journey.